I'm going to start off this demonstration by talking about color mixing. Knowing color theory is really helpful whether you're painting or decorating cookies. Our primary colors are red, yellow, blue. When you mix them together, you get your secondary colors. Blue plus yellow is green. Red plus yellow is orange. Blue plus red is purple. And what happens when we mix all three primaries together? We get this nasty brown color. There's a special name for it, but don't worry about it. This nasty brown color is how we can make black frosting. Let's take a look. So, since red contains just plain red, and green contains yellow and blue, it's the same as adding all three together to make the gray, to make the brown color. So, what happens when we mix the green-red food coloring? We get a brown. Now, if we make a thick enough concentration of that brown, if we add enough food coloring, it will appear black. But if we don't want a very, very dense dye, we can add a little bit of blue to darken it up. And then mix it together. And once it's done mixing, we'll have a very convincing black. To make the gray, to make the brown, you have complementary colors. You have orange plus blue is brown, purple plus yellow is brown, green plus red is brown. Each of these color combinations does the same thing as mixing all three colors together. Concentration will let you make a gray dye appear black. Here's a lot of water, and here's a little water. I'll start by adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drops of red dye, and 2 drops of green dye, because the green is much more concentrated. And there we go, there's our brown, right? So, same amount in less water. And now we'll mix that together. So, we have a brown looking dye, but the higher concentrate is a black looking dye. You can do the same thing with your frosting to create black from colors. By mixing water with confectioner's sugar, we can make a thin syrup, which you'd only want to do for things that flow over your cookie or really, really wet, sloppy effects. Or we can add a whole lot of confectioner's sugar and make a paste. And you can get this so thick it's almost like taffy. So, if you apply the thicker frosting directly to your cookie, that'll be your background. So I frosted a star-shaped cookie that was baked with yellow frosting and let it dry for just a few minutes while I mixed up my other colors. I mixed up black, and look, you can see the different colored dyes that have run in the back where it slowly ran down the surface. A very thick paste of white and a thin red. So the premise of this is if you've got a cookie you want to make as a gift, or you want to do something special, knock somebody's socks off, you can do it with just powdered sugar, water, and food coloring for only a few dollars, as opposed to going crazy and buying a bunch of Wilton specialty tools. So, I'm getting a little droplet of white and applying it to the surface. And that's going to be the white of my eye. I can do the same on the other side. And I'll surround that with black to outline it. Grab another toothpick, dip the toothpick in the black here, and we'll give him a big smile with a tongue in it. So I can just draw right on the surface by getting a droplet of dye on the end of my toothpick. And this is going more slowly than normal because I'm holding up the camera while I'm doing this. If I was using a little tiny brush, or if I was paying better attention, I could do this pretty quickly. So, I'll show you this again in a minute.
Well, golly, aren't I just the cutest thing ever? Huh? Oh, hey, what are you doing? Oh, no, put me down. No, don't do that. Ah!
And my, these pretty cookies are tasty too.